Hello everyone, today I'm here to share with you my November TBR. So I just posted my October wrap up and it showed that I didn't have the best reading month. I read a lot, but I didn't read a lot of amazing things. And I think, in all honesty, I'm getting a little burnt out. A Goodreads goal was 40 books, and I knew I was gonna probably hit that. I thought I was gonna probably average around 60 to like 70. I have read 84 books this year. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. I think I really honestly pushed myself this year to read a ton, and that seems to be the trend with me. Like last year I read a good amount, but not nearly a lot, and I didn't push myself. The year before I read a ton, and it kind of goes like the same. So I'll have a year where I don't read a ton, then I'll have a year where I read a lot, then I'll have, you know, kind of waivers like that. So this year, obviously, I have read a lot of books, and I think I've read a lot of amazing books. There's no lie about that, but I think because it's the end of the year, I am really like struggling to not find time to read, but find like motivation to read, because I feel like I've burnt myself out because I've read so much and I put so much pressure on myself to read, which could be a whole nother video in itself. If you guys want a video about like talking about the pressure to read and how to handle that and stuff like that, please let me know. I would love to talk it out because I need to talk it out myself still, clearly. Made it my goal for November and December to read lighthearted books, and not a lot of them at that, because the holidays are coming up. I'm not gonna have a lot of time, number one, and number two, I like to read kind of lighthearted things near the holidays, because sometimes, you know, it's just nice to, and life has not been the best lately. A lot of death in my family and friends' life lately, and it's sad, and sometimes when I'm sad, I don't like to read sad books or a lot of fantasy books, because I read so many fantasy books in September and a lot of like kind of thriller books in October. I want to read lighthearted things that'll make me smile when I don't feel like smiling, you know? So that's kind of what I want to do for November, December. So sorry for the long intro ever. You're like, what the crap books are you gonna read? I'm gonna show you. So I think I have 8 books I'm gonna talk about today, and if I'm honest with you, out of these 8 books, I'm really only expecting to read 5. So the first book, I'm actually currently reading it right now, or I may have just finished it, I don't know, and that is London Belongs to Me by Jacqueline Middleton. This is a new adult book, or I don't know, it's kind of YA. It's reading like a YA. This is all about a girl named Alex Sinclair who used to live in Florida, but she decides to move to London because she wants to become a playwright, and it's all about that. That's all I really know about it. So far, it's really, really cute. You can see I'm very much very new into it, but I think it's gonna be cute. I've been saving this for like kind of November, December, because London's quite dreary. I think it rains a lot, and it makes me think of November and December. I don't know how my mind works, guys. But either way, I think it's just gonna be adorable. And as a sequel, or I think it's a sequel, London Can You Wait just came out as well. So hopefully if I get to finishing this in time, I might try to read that one as well, because I can fly through some really cute feeling stuff. So I've heard really a lot of cute things about this book too, so I can't wait to check it out. The next book I want to read actually comes out. It may already be out. I don't know. I forget. I don't have it yet. And that is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is her newest series, standalone. I'm not sure about that either. Worst YouTuber ever. But either way, I wasn't going to read it this month, and I was like, no, it's Marissa Meyer. You have to read it because I love Marissa Meyer works. This is all about, I don't even know what it's really about. I think it's about like some sort of war going on between kind of almost like robots or something, or like superheroes and not. I'm not sure. I'm kind of going into this blind just because I really love Marissa Meyer, so I just want to read it, and I can't wait to read it. I'm definitely reading that this month because I have to. Like I said, I was only reading cute stuff. You're reading a kind of, you know, action, adventure, fantasy book. Whoops. Then I want to read another cute book, and that is Meet Me at Cupcake Cafe by Jenny Colgan. So last year, around November or December, I read another Jenny Colgan book called The Little Bookshop on the Corner, which I found so adorable. Like, they're not like the best books in the world, but they're really just at the core sweet. This is all about a woman that decides to open up a like little cupcake cafe, and that's all you need to know about it. And I think there's also another like Christmas cupcake cafe one, so I'm like, oh, I should really read it. So this is just literally the title, so there's not so much synopsis to tell you about it, but it's Jenny Colgan. I really like her writing. Like I said, this book, I'm not expecting this book to blow me away or anything, but I'm just expecting a really cute, fluffy read, honestly, and I hope this will deliver. Then I have some magical realism books I would like to read. The first one of that being All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. This book just came out last month, and I am so excited to read it. This is a new standalone by Maggie Magazine about her, which I'm also excited for. I like reading series, but it's always nice to read just kind of a standalone book, a one and done book. This one has been getting a lot of controversy, so, or not saying it has the best diversity representation, so I'm definitely gonna have to, you know, critique it and analyze it when I read it. But also a lot of people say how amazing it is, so we'll have to see. I love Maggie Stiefvater's writing. She might be my favorite author for her writing alone. I love the way she writes. It's so flowery, so poetic, so descriptive. I just, can't get enough of it. So I don't know much about this one either. I just want to go into this one blind because I've learned that is the best way to go into her books, because if you kind of set expectations up of like what the synopsis or book jacket says into her books, you're going to be sorely mistaken. So I just know it's about like 3 cousins and they're all looking for a miracle, and that's all I know and that's all I want to know. I just know it's magical realism. That's kind of what she does best. So I can't wait to see. It's going to be amazing, and I hope it is. Another magical realism book, like I said, is Wild Beauty by Anna Marie Michelmore, and look at this cover. It's so gorgeous. All about these women that live in this garden, and they also have these powers, like they can make flowers grow and things like that, and they've also been known that their lovers will disappear or something like that apparently, and this guy shows up in the garden randomly and they're thinking that's like one of the lovers, and they're trying to figure out his past and see if like the curse has been broken, something of that effect. With magical realism, like I just said, kind of best to go into it not knowing a ton and just go along for the ride. And I've heard so many amazing things about this book as well, particularly the writing, how it's very poetic, very flowery, much like Maggie Stiefvater. So hopefully I love them both and I'll be like, these are both amazing magical realism books. But if you've read this, let me know what you thought of it. Did I do really bad with describing it with the little that I know about it? I hope I really enjoy it though. The next book I want to read is How to Love by Katie Codugno. I read a Katie Codugno book this year, I want to say, yes, around June, and I didn't really enjoy it, but I've heard a ton of good things about this one. This is a more serious book than I think her other books. Her other books are kind of lighthearted and more friendship stuff like that. This one's kind of a little bit grittier, but not so much like really intense, but like kind of straddles the line, I guess. This is all about these 2 characters named Rena and Sawyer, and they fall in love, and it's amazing, and things like that. Then Sawyer just one day ups and disappears, just leaves, and Rena becomes pregnant and she has a baby, and then like 3 years later Sawyer has come back and he wants back in Rena's life, and she has a kid now, his kid, and they're like, what the heck's going on? She wants to know where he was at. So basically this book kind of goes between the timeline. This book kind of goes between the timelines of like before, you know, Sawyer left, and then after when he comes back. And I've heard really good things about it, how it's a very gripping love story, and especially the fact that it's got like a 3-year-old kid in it, because I have a 3-year-old kid. It's probably gonna make my heart melt so much, but I hope to really enjoy it, because this might be my like kind of last ditch effort with Katie Codugno books, because the first book I read of hers, I was just like, so this one might just like figure out if I want to read more of her books. Again, if you've read this, let me know. The last one I would like to read, I honestly do not think I'm going to get to it. This is the 2nd time in a year this book has been on the TBR, so we'll just have to see. And that is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. This book just sounds so compelling to me that I keep staring at it on my shelf and thinking I really want to read it, but I never get around to it. So hopefully this month I will. If not, if I just get pushed to December, then January, I will read it eventually. This is all about like a magician. These are all about magicians and things like that, and like time theft, like time traveling. I don't know. It just sounds really good, and the cover alone, like, oh, so good. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Again, if you've read it, let me know. I sound like a broken record. So there you have it. Those are all the books that I want to read this month. Hopefully I will get around to them. Hopefully not. I'm not going to lie to you. There are a couple books on hold at my library right now that I do want to dive into right away. They're both kind of contemporary as well. So maybe I'll read a lot and there'll just be a lot of contemporary I read this month. Or maybe I won't read a lot. This month I'm just going to kind of really focus on just living. I think I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself to read, so any free time I get, I really read, even if I'm not enjoying the book or if I don't feel like reading. I'm like, I've got to read this, I've got to review it, I've got to, you know, add to my Goodreads goal. And I've just kind of not, I wouldn't say getting over that. I'm just kind of at the point where I'm just like, I just want to maybe binge some shows. Stranger Things 2. I am in the thick of it right now, guys, and holy freaking crap. Don't you worry, I will be filming a whole talk about that whole season, because what? So I just been kind of, and you know, when I finish it, I'm gonna have to watch it again because my husband and I can't watch it together this season because he's working a lot more. So I'm having to watch it alone, then I'll have to watch it with him again. So either way, I'm gonna watch it a ton. I've also just been wanting to watch some movies and just kind of be with my family and just hang out with friends and just kind of embrace life because it's been kind of rough lately. Hopefully it'll be a great reading month. If not, it's okay too. We'll just have to see. Let me know what you're reading this month. Are you kind of slowing down? Or are you kind of read a lot? I'd love to hear your thoughts. That video about like the pressure to read, let me know because I would be more than happy to film it. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.